10 years is kind of a long time, but also a short time. And definitely there have been some changes. First of all, what didn't change is the ISS students are always totally unusual and amazing and different. And when I talk to people about our students, they say, what? And I say, yes, our students are very special. What did change? First of all, ISS students, at least the ones who are taking the program, there's a lot more technical knowledge. So students have many more technical capabilities, both in analytics and in programming. And just generally, they're more technical, which I think is great because it gives them more options to try out stuff within the ISS program. It also means that the students who are working with me on their dissertations, like some of you here, are able to do more advanced kind of research than students who don't have those capabilities like before. So I can actually offer advising on slightly more technical topics, and I think it makes it exciting also for me and for the rest of the group. One more thing that's kind of slowly changing, but I hope it will change even faster, and this is something you can do when you graduate, and that is don't be shy. Don't worry, your English is good, it's always good enough, and you shouldn't worry about talking in English ever. I don't know about your talking in Chinese, because with me you always talk in English. But don't be shy. I notice that there are more and more students willing to speak in class and say things and try things out, even if they're maybe sometimes wrong, which is perfectly fine, because that's the learning. So that's my observation. If you have the option at any point in your life, it can be now or it can be a little bit later, I think that one thing that's very, very helpful is to get yourself a little bit outside of the local comfort zone. And what I mean by that is that you learned a lot of things during your studies here. You learned content, you learned process, you learned social involvement, you learned working in teams, working alone, but it is very, very culturally specific. If you try and go and study somewhere else or work in a group that's mixed with people from other countries, especially as you go farther and farther away from Asia, you'll find very, very different ways of thinking, very, very different ways of collaborating, of implementing things. And I think that it's very useful to see this because it will allow you to think about problems in different ways and also understand why other people think in different ways. So my biggest suggestion is somehow either take a course with international people or work in a group that has international people, or go outside for some time, not just as a tourist, but actually immerse yourself in something local that's relevant to your profession.